A lot of consequences when you're hard on your sleeve. You give these people what they want and they gon' take what they need. You delivered all the messages they never received. Sitting here at 23, I know that they envy me. First year like I'm rookie.
Yo, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of I'm with Sports. I'm Jalen. Alongside me is Justin. As always, man got a fresh cut. Just took the do-rag off.
You feel me? I had to let the people see. You know.
You see why the hoodie's up? I ain't getting no cut. It's hard over here, cuz. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, bro.
Man, how you been? How you doing? You know, doing good?
Hey, I've been good. You know, I've been living. It's been a while since we've been on here. It's been like, what?
I ain't gonna hold
2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold y'all. That was definitely me. That was my fault.
Listen, it was me the first time I was living my life, and now it's him.
Yeah. Or I ain't living like it's gonna work. Got these bills to pay. It was gonna work. But but it's good to be back. A lot of things kind of happened in the NBA world, the NFL world, in the real world. Young Dolph just died today. That was
RIP. That's wild.
I mean, he survived 2 shootouts. I mean, they tried to kill him twice in 2017, but you would think,
that's homie was trying to get cookies for his moms and got shot. That's wild. In broad daylight, that's insane.
Yeah. I don't know what it is with all y'all going on, because I mean, I live near Philadelphia, and we had like 4 murders in like one day, which is like unheard of. I'm like, I'm gonna need y'all to relax. I'm gonna need y'all all to go get jobs.
Can't just live nowadays. Like, why? I don't understand, bro.
I don't know what beef y'all have with people, but it ain't nothing worth taking somebody's life or being in jail for your whole life. I don't want neither one of those options.
Hell no. I don't know what's wrong with this right now. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't know either. But get your lives together and just know no type of beef is worth dying for. Move on. Go to a different city.
Right.
Move on to the next girl, boy, whoever it is, bro. It ain't worth it. But in other news, Cam Newton's back, baby. Let's go.
Yes, sir. My boy Cam.
We support
Superman. We back. Come on. We support black quarterbacks out here.
Yeah.
Except for Jalen Hurts.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Don't do that, bro. Don't do that. See, we trying to promote positivity, and here you come with just the negative. It's so
I had to. I'm sorry.
Ugh.
I had to.
What also happened? OBJ got out the Browns. He didn't do much.
Thank God. I mean, it was his only first game. We're gonna let come some slack.
But he ain't do nothing. He ain't done nothing since that spectacular catch.
Since that,
the one catch picture. The one catch that hyped him up. I give him the following year. He did do something the following year. Ever since he got in a fight with the fan and then the kicking that, and he lost both of those fights, he hasn't done nothing since.
Hey, bro, he in a good place though. The Rams gonna do something with him. I got faith in him. At least he passed him the ball. I think he got 4 targets, which is more than he got in like 3 weeks. So,
I mean,
it's a step.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
it's a step, bro.
It is, I guess. But speaking of football, anyway, we're pretty much almost through the season now. What is it, week
halfway
10?
Through?
Yeah, we like week 10 or something. So let's go ahead and revisit this. So far, who are you most impressed with, and who you least impressed with? You can do multiple teams too.
Most impressed. Wow. No, this is tough. Most impressed with the Patriots for sure. Like we always knew that Bill Belichick was that guy. Like, he's a great coach. This season is kind of solidifying it for us, where it's like you're not really supposed to be winning. Everybody kind of chalked them off where, all right, cool, they're gonna win maybe 6 games, they're going 6-11, maybe 7-10 at max. But they are a legitimate playoff team. I'm not gonna go as far and say as a Super Bowl contender. However, with the AFC and the way it's looking right now, they can beat anybody. Like, everybody's beatable at any given week. Your top 4 teams would include the Patriots, the Ravens, the Bills, and then you got the AFC West, whoever comes out of there.
Yeah.
So it's like they're in it. They're very much in it. So I'm like thoroughly impressed. Mac Jones obviously is the best quarterback of that class as of right now.
Mhm.
And yeah, like I said, if there's one team right now, that's my pick for most impressive. Least impressed with, actually no, another team is the Panthers, only because you got Cam Newton back. So love y'all. Glad to have my boy back. Least impressed with the Seahawks. Originally picked them to be a playoff team, and they're not going to be a playoff team. Obviously, injuries had a large factor and large part to do with that. But at the end of the day, like, they're just not a good football team. They don't play defense. They don't block for Russell. So there's not really much there you can do. They have two great receivers, but that's really it. They don't really have much going for them. I don't know if Pete Carroll has that same Seahawks culture anymore.
Right.
It seems like it's fading away.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, they feel like they don't have no true identity. Like, I
right.
mean, and albeit they did have some injuries, but like it goes to show you, like, you shouldn't have that much, you shouldn't rely that much on one or two people to try to get you
Exactly.
wins. And that kind of kudos to Russ for all those years too. Cause like when you putting out 80% of the offense and you go down with a thumb injury and now they look like they don't know what
Right.
to do,
You got Geno Smith still playing in the league out of nowhere. Says a lot.
Yeah, literally though.
That's
But like, I guess I'm so let me start with my most impressed. I'm very impressed with the Titans because when Derrick Henry was going to go down, I thought they was just going to crash and burn. Great
Sure.
pickup, getting Adrian, old man Peterson. I still can run on
Sure.
y'all, and they're still 8-2. Like it's an impressive 8-2.
Quietly.
It's quiet, but they've been on a 6-game win streak, and they've been playing against like pretty good teams. Like it's not like they were like terrible. I feel like a lot of people want me to say the Jets. The Jets have been pretty terrible and disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. I, as someone who had a lot more hope for them.
Stop it. Get some help.
All I'm gonna say is I told you so. That's
Oh
all.
yeah, listen. I tried, but see, I was going to jump off the ship until now, but now it's like, was little.
Listen, there was no ship. There was no ship.
But
I promise you.
But Joey Elite is starting on Sunday. So there's some hope. I will say there are some teams that I wouldn't necessarily say disappointed in, but I got concerns and question marks from mainly in the AFC because I feel like the NFC is kind of pretty much wrapped up in a sense. Like at least for most of them, maybe the NFC West might come down to the wire between like the Rams and Cardinals, but I feel like whoever doesn't make that is going to be a wild card team. And then the NFC
really
South, depending on what Cam might do or Saints, you know what I'm saying? Like if they start, getting some wins, but I don't think the Saints are going to do nothing without a quarterback. And eventually Tom Brady's going to be Tom Brady.
They got Trevor Siemian playing. Like, come on, next. Yeah.
So,
next.
But I'm more or less focused on this AFC. So big question marks. And I'm not even saying this just because of last Sunday, but they just been looking bad and been somehow winning bad games. The Steelers are very questionable. They have not been looking good at all. And
they never have.
They have, and they haven't. Like their 5 wins, I don't know how they got them. They all been on some like lucky or very close. I think they have.
Is it luck? Because it's Mike Tomlin. Let's put some respect on his name.
It's Mike Tomlin, yes.
So
I wouldn't even. You're right. I wouldn't say luck, but I also wouldn't say they're not impressive ones.
Oh no,
they're not Mike Tomlin type ones. Right. Like you don't see them dominating in all 3 phases of the game and stuff like that. Another team, them not saying I'm not impressed with. Little question mark. Your supposed MVP, the Chiefs are back at number 1 in the AFC West.
They definitely took a slide.
Yeah, and it's not like it was like, I mean, that 3-0 was cute until now. Just saying. Listen, I was wrong about my Jets pick, but They
Yeah, I'm
tied with
on
the
that out there
Raiders
for
too, and
sure.
the Raiders they rallying. So I'm just saying, like they don't if they not in the playoffs, don't talk to me about no MVP. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't hear
They'll
nothing
make it.
about that.
I'm not worried about them. They'll make it.
Listen, man.
They'll make some noise.
No, I think they will. I just think like right now, though they got big question marks because I feel like the AFC, like you said, the Patriots, they're on the come up. They might win their division. If they don't, I can see them being a wild card because that would be some Bill
For sure, wild
Belichick
card.
type
Yep.
stuff where he's like, "Oh, we'll be a wild card team," then stuff like that. So like I'm keeping my eyes on those teams that are kind of on the bubble right now because these next like 2 to 3 weeks are going to be crucial for them. Like they need to start stringing together some quality wins.
Some good wins, right?
Right. And I mean, in the NFL, that's pretty much it. Any games you looking forward to this week or nah, not really?
Not really. I kind of saw. I know what I'm getting for every team. To be honest, I'm just really interested to see how the Chiefs are going to play because they've been looking a lot better since we last spoke. And no, they've been winning since we last spoke. I'm not going to say they've been looking better.
Yeah,
because they still have the same problems.
The offense has been started to gloss over a little bit more. They're starting to hit on their strides a little bit, but they still look kind of bad. They're kind of like in that Pittsburgh category, like good coach.
They're getting bad wins. That's what it is. They're
that's
getting
what
bad
it is.
wins, and it's just questionable. So I just want to see how it turns out. Like I want to see how their next couple games go before I'm like, all right, like the Chiefs are back. Because right now I think it's a fluke.
Oh yeah.
To be honest. So
yeah. But that's why like I'm curious, like for instance, I mentioned those two teams, Pittsburgh and the Chargers play this weekend. I think that is a Sunday night game, I think, this week.
Okay.
So that I think that's like a good, like, all right, one of these teams need to come out on top to kind of convince me otherwise. Like I shouldn't be worried. Because they both got the same record. They both have defenses, they both have offensive. One has a quarterback, one has an old man. Yeah, an old man that needs to be in a retirement home.
For sure.
And I'm also curious about this Cowboys Chiefs game as well, because I want to see what the Chiefs do against a team that can match you offensively and has been playing way above what they should be defensively, but they've been doing consistently, so I can't even knock the Cowboys anymore on that. Like they've been balling this year, so
they look legit.
Yeah, like I can't even hate on the Cowboy fans. Like I'm like y'all got it. Yeah, y'all got it this year. Like
we're just waiting for the ball to drop. That's all.
And then yeah, man. I mean, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Bears versus Ravens. I'm curious to see if the Bears just take everything from the Ravens playbook after this ass whooping and then utilize it in the future. Because I mean, they're gonna be like,
so David Montgomery comes back. David Montgomery comes back, so that's gonna help. I mean, their offensive line still can't block for it.
Okay, I'm about to say.
No, I'm not excusing nothing that the Bears. The Bears is just trash. Like I said, Matt Nagy need to go. But they haven't really been winning, but they've been looking better. They haven't been as much of a train wreck as they were those first 3-4 weeks.
I hear you. I hear you. But
they still gonna get stomped on. Like
I'm just saying, listen, you're gonna get stomped. At least they'd be like, oh man, what did they just run? Yeah, go ahead, put that in the playbook. That's what I would be doing on that Sunday. Sunday would be a recruitment day for me. I'd be like, listen, I'll go in the locker room and be like, listen, we might lose, but we're gonna gain a lot of knowledge from this ass.
So we stealing everything.
Everything for sure. We are gonna be the new Ravens. We are going to be the NFC Ravens. Like that's what we're changing our name to, bro. Like, listen. So it's gonna be a good time. Switching gears to the NBA. I'm not gonna lie. This year has been very fun to watch. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's amazing basketball. Basketball.
I know we did like our playoff teams or whatever in the beginning. As of right now, if you look at the standings, our picks are trash. Like when you the way you look at it.
Yep, for sure.
But it's very, very early. But who are you most impressed with again?
All right, I'm gonna give you two from the East because I think they deserve it.
Yeah,
Um, Obviously we have to go with the Wizards. There's
no
no one
one's
in hell,
no
no
one called
one
it.
in hell, bro, thought they would be first. Were they?
No,
They're first in the East or second in the East?
no, they're
Either
they're
way,
tied. They're tied for first. No, they are
exactly.
first. They are first. Excuse me.
There's nobody that thought they would be this high. And
Uh,
I get it's only 10 games in, 11 games in,
I don't care,
but
bro.
they look amazing.
Kyle Kuzma's out here putting up buckets.
Bro, they
Like
look
what?
amazing. Wes Unseld Jr., former Nuggets assistant coach, love that man, is really putting that team up.
I
Like
hate
that team is that team is playing defense. Team is playing defense. They're playing together. They're playing hard. They look like they have an identity. The duo of Beal and Dinwiddie looks like it's actually working, which people doubted because Dinwiddie's not a traditional point guard. Neither is Bill.
Mhm.
Montrezl Harrell is playing like how he should have on the Lakers. Like there's just so much that is going right for them, and I'm beyond impressed. I
But
really hope that it's sustainable, but beyond impressed.
to be honest, though, I feel like the Dinwiddie Beal combination is working a little bit better though, because they always kept trying to put another superstar guard next to Bradley.
Mm-hmm.
Dinwiddie's not a superstar guard, and I feel like he knows he's not that, so
Yeah,
he
he
can
knows what
dial.
it is.
He knows like, hey, if you need me to drop this 24 tonight, bro, let me know. He's
Right.
that guy in the
Absolutely.
corner. Like, if you need me to pass, bro, I got you. But if you need me to drop 15 on this cat's head real quick, let me
Right.
know.
Exactly. Yep. Yep. Whatever it takes.
Exactly.
But my main thing is that he's not a point guard, and that's why I personally didn't think it was going to work.
Yeah.
Like he's more of a scoring guard, and I
Yeah.
was just thinking that like I don't think two scoring guards can work on a team like that. But obviously they proved me wrong. So hey,
Scoring
go up to
guard,
them.
two
Hey,
scoring guards, a scoring small power forward, whatever the hell you want to call Kyle
whatever
Kuzma.
whatever he is, yeah.
And they're
You
very, and
got a
they're
small.
actually undersized too, and they still been playing very well. So that's going
They're
to
still,
be
bro, and they're still waiting for Rui Hashimura to come back,
you come back.
and Thomas Bryant isn't back, and Thomas
Yep.
Bryant was playing amazing last year
Yeah.
before he tore the ACL. So, like I said, that's a scary team. I'm impressed.
They definitely going to be in this playing tournament. I know that. If
Oh no,
everyone stays healthy, because
bro,
Bradley
they're
Bill's good to miss you 25 games.
yeah, he'll miss a cool 20, but they're gonna be a 4 seed or so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other team I want to point out is the Bulls. Obviously, I think we talked about this in the first segment or the first episode we had of this. The Bulls are what I thought they would be. I think they're a little bit better. They're exceeding my expectations. However, everything they're doing is what I pictured. Like they play defense, bro. You got Kuzma, who's a dog. You got Lonzo, who's a dog. Zach LaVine is actually playing defense.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything that I dreamed that this Bulls team would be, they are. Except for DeMar DeRozan's playing better than I expected.
Oh wait, it's the break. He started getting a little hang
But
time. So
but nah, the real problem is that people really undersold like what DeMar DeRozan can do. People don't realize DeMar DeRozan hasn't changed his level of play since his Toronto days.
no,
Like he's been the same player for 7-8 years straight, and it's just been fun on the radar. Now they're seeing like, oh, now like he can hoop.
It was two things about that. One, because I feel like everyone, when they think DeMar DeRozan, they automatically think, oh, playoffs. One.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which, to be fair, when you look at that Toronto team, they really didn't have nothing but him and Kyle Lowry, and that's why they would be the only two dropping 20 and 30 every night.
Nah, Kyle Lowry would drop 0.
But two, I think what hurt DeMar DeRozan is he went to the Spurs, and that's not like a real big market team. They kind of just
people forgot about him.
Because like even when the Spurs are doing good, like no one really cares about the Spurs until they in like the playoffs, and then you'd be like, oh, who's in the finals?
Oh
the
my
Spurs?
god! Oh my god! The Spurs are here. Yeah,
wow.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like no one. Even the fact when they be making the playoffs, I'd be like, damn, they the AC. I didn't even hear nothing about the Spurs this year.
Fact, under the radar. Yep.
Yeah, so like it's one of those things. Who's your two least or who's your least impressive team? Also, you still gotta do the West, by the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to the West later. Least impressive teams for me in the East gotta be with the Celtics, only because of my expectations for them. Like I kind of thought they would be a lot better than they are. I thought they would turn it around from last year, and it kind of looks like they picked up exactly where they were last year and they're not progressing. So simply based off expectation, I think that they're least impressive for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the other teams, it's like Orlando, we know what they're going to be. Like the Pistons, we know what they're going to be. So it's kind of like I don't really care about them.
Yeah.
The Bucks have been hurt all season, so I'm giving them a pass.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, my pick definitely got to be the Celtics for this one.
That one hurt, but I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown is hurt.
He's hurt again. Right.
And Al Horford was hurt in the beginning, but I also agree. Like we should still be a lot better than this.
A lot better. Right.
A lot better.
Yeah.
So I don't disagree with you with your two top ones. If I had to, I would add a team, and that's the Cleveland Cavaliers because they have been balling too. And for once, the Cavaliers don't seem like they're going to be the bottom feeders of the league anymore. Like
it's about time.
Listen, bro.
It's about time.
But again, it looks like they're starting to finally establish identity for themselves since LeBron. I mean, and I get it. Like, that's one of the like negative things about having LeBron is like, yeah, you have all this great talent and you get these great years and you're making the playoffs, but every time you leave with nothing because you've been so good, you can't get no draft picks. You trade away all your assets to get the people LeBron wants, and then he's like, all right,
there's no development.
Yeah,
there's no development.
So like, concerning the fact, like, yeah, it took a couple of years for them to bounce back, but they stuck to their plan. And now they actually kind of have like a good young team that's actually at least competing. Because that was the one thing with the Cleveland Cavaliers. You knew your team was going to get a dub because you know they weren't going to compete.
Exactly.
But now they got like a whole bunch of nice young men. I don't know how to say the young man's name, but like Usman, whatever his name is.
Osman.
He's
been there for a minute.
Yeah, but he finally like, yo, I got a team. Like, he been showing off. I'm
showing
like,
out. Evan Mobley looks good for sure.
Yeah, and they're starting to come together. So I'm really impressed with them. And then like I'm still impressed with the other young teams like the Knicks, the Hornets, and stuff. Like they trying to tell y'all like, yo, y'all go ahead, keep getting these old players injured, or y'all keep having y'all main players injured, and let us stay healthy.
We coming.
Yep, we gonna run away with this, John.
Yep.
Least impressive team. To be honest, my least impressive team, I know you said the Celtics, which I don't disagree with you, but I'm even more least impressed with the Hawks because, again, Eastern Conference Finals team last year, you know, you did lose people, but you didn't lose that much. And you're not looking this like the same team. Like defensively, they look a lot worse. Again, it's the beginning of the season, but like defensively, you're looking god awful. Your two main guys are putting up points, but your role players are not doing anything to contribute at all. And right now, it's not like the reason why you're only probably sitting 12th right now in the standings is because a lot of teams are hurt. That were probably like sooner or later, the Pacers are probably going to figure it out because they always do. And then don't let the Pistons start to find something because all jokes aside though, because like young teams like that, you know, it always like the first half they always are bad, and then the second half they always start spoiling people at these games and they start to figure like stuff out. Cade Cunningham's probably going to start figuring it out, and the next thing you know, you keep it close, they might even overjump you because, like I said, the Hawks right now are just playing bad. Like,
they suck.
And again, from going from Eastern Conference Final team to not even being in the play-in tournament right now. And again, I know it's early, but to me, that's not good. Like, so who you got in the West? You better not say the Nuggets.
It really pains me to say this, but I'm not on the bandwagon. I'm not on the train yet at all. But I'm impressed with the Warriors. I do have
on the bandwagon, bro.
No, not at all. I don't even like the Warriors for real, but I'm impressed with them.
I know you don't. That's what I'm saying.
They have looked amazing. They're everything that the 2015, 2016 Warriors were. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, yes.
No doubt about it. My main issue and the questions I have for them going forward is that how are you going to incorporate James Wiseman. That's the main thing, is because I personally don't believe like the Warriors in a weird period of time where they're trying to rebuild, but they're also trying to win because you have three first round draft picks or lottery picks on your team. What are you going to do with them? James Wiseman's going to come and start. What are you going to do with him? Last year it didn't work. He's barely played games. So it's like, I'm not going to say it's going to mess up the chemistry. I just think that that's an obstacle that they need to go through. And to me, it's going to negatively affect their team.
I think this year they could get away with telling him coming off the bench because he's just coming off an injury.
Right.
Because I think
but
that's
for how long?
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, by next year, that's the issue. But if they want to chip this year, they ain't worried about next year. They just worry about this year.
For sure.
I think the bigger question is what you going to do when Clay come back in the next 3 weeks. Because that's the person.
So I'm not worried about that. They're going to incorporate him. That's fine. Clay fits seamlessly into any offense, any team, wherever he goes. That's not the issue. I think the issue is that you have a number one pick. James Harden was number one, right? Number one pick.
Yeah.
That's gonna want to shoot the ball. Like he's gonna demand some sort of offensive.
But see, that's what I also just that same reason. That's why I also think Clay is gonna kind of struggle to fit back in because let's be fair, since Clay been out, Steph has been putting up these wild, crazy numbers because he gets all those shots now. Like you telling this man who's been dropping 45, 50, 51, and 39 and been dropping it efficiently, be like, hey, bro, you're going to have to kind of give up 15 to 20 shots to this guy again. I feel like that's going to be a little bit harder transition than what people are going to think. You know what I mean? Because then you also got Andrew Wiggins, who is actually starting to ball out now too. So he's starting to figure it out. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's going to be a little bit bigger. But if they can figure it out, and you're telling me you're adding a James Wiseman and a Clay to that too,
right?
Woo!
No, it's a scary thought. It's a scary thought.
Listen, I hope they don't figure it out.
Oh, me neither. I'm just, like I said, I'm just hesitant to hop on this train. On top of that, you have to look at the teams that they played. Yeah. Like they haven't really played many good teams. I think they played the Thunder twice. Yeah. They played the Rockets. Like he played the Pelicans. So it's like their record. They could play the Kings, so their record looks good, but you gotta dive deeper into it. That's why, like, I'm not gonna say I don't believe in them. I just want to just hold up before I'm like, all right, they official problem. But like I said, they told me to. You can't really complain with that. You can't really argue against it. I'm just skeptical. That's all.
Their record hold a little bit more weight because those teams you mentioned, they did destroy them. Like that's the thing, though. It's not like it was a close game.
They ain't playing out their food.
Yeah, like even like with the Nets the other night, like they busted the Nets ass.
For sure.
So, like that's
I don't even think the Nets are that good right now. To be honest, that's
another team we forgot. Yeah, the Nets, and not even really the team. So James Harden.
They're not that good, bro. I'm not gonna lie, they're not that good.
So James Harden, right? We're not gonna talk about this new foul rule hits, and now all of a sudden this man can't drop more than 25.
This boy looks garbage.
Again, I'm just saying, like no one's really been talking about. Yeah, no one's been talking about that, but y'all might want to start talking about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a week. Once we hit that close to 20 game marker, then we're gonna have real conversation.
Oh yeah.
But he looks trash.
Because if he's still under 20, if he's still under 18, and again, let me preference this: him still dropping 17 points a game is very impressive. But that's a dramatic drop from being 30 points. Knowing that this man was averaging 10 to 12 appearances at the free throw line every game, averaging a game. Like, so I'm just saying that's a big drop off. Who you? So you said Warriors. Who you least impressed with?
I want to say the Lakers, but the caveat is injury.
Yeah.
Obviously LeBron hasn't been there, but they've looked shitty. Like it would be different if LeBron wasn't there. And okay, it's an offensive problem. It looks like it's offense, it's defense, it's everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm put them in there, but mainly I'm putting the Timberwolves. I mean, I think that's also because of expectation. People expected them to be something that they're not. I don't think I was on that bandwagon to begin with, but it's still depressing because you figure like, okay, like maybe this is the year that D'Lo and Cat are going to get it together. Now that Anthony Edwards looks like a problem, but it looks like, bro, y'all lost what, 3 in a row? No, they lost 2 in a row. Like it doesn't look good at all. Like you're 2-10 or 2-8 last 10 games. That's
so
terrible.
No, I think the Timberwolves, regardless of what people's expectation is, you had that core three for the last like 3 years.
Mad long.
At some point, and and albeit, yes, okay, it's you might have your issues figuring things out and stuff, but for 3 years, if y'all been together, especially when like a lot of teams are struggling or hurt this year, like the Trailblazers, they can't figure it out, and they're also very disappointing. The Lakers are hurt. This is the time where like y'all are all healthy, y'all all were either all-stars, close to being all-stars or whatever, or y'all were top picks in your own respective rights. Anthony, you're the youngest person on your team, should not be your best player by far. And
crazy. It's crazy.
And y'all shouldn't be losing games y'all should be winning. Like Cat's supposed to be one of the best big men in the league.
He's not. That plain and simple, he's not. Talent-wise, definitely, but it's all about production nowadays.
But that's what I'm saying. Like even on your bad night, you should still be a top 5 big man in the league. There should be no reason, unless you're playing against the other 4, that you should be getting stopped or you should be struggling. Like Anthony Edwards should not be averaging 20-something points a game. And I don't
hear on the floor, right?
Yeah. And I haven't even really heard D'Lo's name in a long time before you said it, to be honest with you. Like, so like you're supposed to be this great guard, and you haven't done nothing. So to me, the Timberwolves is more disappointing than the Lakers, only because at least I know LeBron carries teams. They built teams around LeBron for LeBron. So if he's not on the floor, it's not going to work. Like, I'm not shocked about that. But to me, the Timberwolves is like, when I look at this, y'all the only ones that really have no excuse why y'all this low anymore. Like, at what point do you say, hey, we're done rebuilding? Like,
right. They need to build the team up. Like, I'm not sure if it's coaching, but clearly it doesn't work.
I mean, they haven't been in playoffs since like Kevin Love.
The last time they was in the playoffs was Jimmy Butler's year.
Oh yeah, excuse me, Jimmy Butler. And y'all thought he was a cancer, and so clearly it was completely Jimmy Butler that was carrying the team. So, but before that, it was Kevin Love.
Yep.
Like,
something's got to change. Simple. Something's got to change. It's the culture there. They need to just blow up the team, get a good coach, start from scratch. They need to trade Karl-Anthony Towns.
Yep.
Bring him to the Hawks. There's a lot of teams that he would fit on. Boston. But you could honestly, Boston need a center, bring him to Boston. And you might need to build around Anthony Edwards. He might be that sort of player. We don't know. It's way too early. However, whatever you're doing now is not working.
I mean, because at this point, like, what other option you got? Y'all just about to have another 20 game season.
You're sitting there 12th in the West behind the Thunder when you really should be a playing team. Like, it's a disgrace. It really is.
That's why they're my disappointing team, because it's like there's no reason. If they were at like 9 or something, I'd be like, all right, cool, like whatever. It is what it is. It's early, but for it to be this early and you already 12, you 4-9, and you haven't won a good game, that's an issue,
bro. It's trash.
So, for my most impressive team outside of the Warriors, because I already big up them, I'm not going to do that all day. That's not going to happen. I'm actually very impressed with the Suns, because I bashed them like a lot the last episode, and they actually picked it back up, and now they're at 10-3. So
They started off 1-3, now they're 10-3.
yeah, especially when they had all that turmoil about their owner, and they're going through all that. So the fact that they're like,
Drown out the noise.
Yep, and they're still playing hard, like I appreciate that. So I definitely have the Suns. All right, my guy. You already know what time it is. Let's end it out.
What are you doing?
Yo, barbershop hot takes, bro. What you mean, bro?
Oh, hot takes.
Sir.
You already know what I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna be super biased. I'm sorry.
Dumb.
Nah, on a serious note, it's very early to talk about it. However, I'm gonna talk about MVPs right now.
Okay.
The only two people in the conversation, in my opinion, should be Steph and Jokic. That's it. I don't think people are going to say Kevin Durant. However, you also got to dive into their schedule and look how who they've been playing, bro. They played the Pistons like 3 times. Like, what are we really talking about? That team is garbage. When they played an actual good team, which is the Warriors, what did they do? They folded. Every single good team that they do or that they do play, they fold. I'm not convinced about them at all. So Kevin Durant gonna put up numbers, but it's not really, contributing to winning.
Right.
Jokic is without Jamal Murray, without Michael Porter Jr., and they're 9-5. He's an MVP. He's rated MVP for a reason. And Steph Curry, he's probably gonna win it because it's Steph at this point in time. But yeah, that's really all I got. I mean, they need to get Dame out of there too, bro. Come on, listen, bro.
Bro,
let me take a second to talk about the Trailblazers.
You want to go back? You want to walk back,
bro? I'm triggered right now. They are 7-8. You're 7-8. What are we waiting for? Like, I know it's early. It's 15 games in, but what are we waiting for? Dame wants to be loyal. You're barely going to make the playoffs again for the 4th time in a row. Like, you're clearly not winning a championship. Bro, just trade him to the Sixers and get it over with. Like,
I mean, it only makes sense because Sam Cassell wants a guard that distributes, and Dame is not that.
Son, I don't know, bro. And he's also somebody who looks like he's being affected by these rule changes.
Yep. Literally.
So take for that what you want. But anyway.
I mean, if that is the logical answer to it, but I'm not here for logic. So my hot take is Ben Simmons going to get traded to Minnesota.
Oh yeah, I want that to happen.
Yeah, I want that to happen too. But my hot take, I know the logic. If it was a logical world, I would say how much I hate to say this as a Celtics fan, but I would say Cat to Boston, Jaylen Brown to Philadelphia, and then Ben Simmons to Minnesota. Everybody wins. And I'm still going to root for Jaylen Brown. So
hey, man, listen. I respect it.
I mean, because they either need a wing or a guard. We need a big man or a guard.
We need a big man.
And Minnesota just need help. So
bro, they need thoughts and prayers at this point. It ain't just help. They need a lot. They need everybody, bro.
Minnesota take TJ McConnell right now. And hey, first of all, TJ is thriving in Indiana right now. That was he's like, man, if I was gonna land on any team, this is my team. Like, he was hyped. My man only had like 6 points, and they was cheering this man on like he dropped 35. I was like, what's going on?
He's the ultimate hustle player, bro. That's it.
I was like, dang, if I know that, I'd have tried hard to get drafted by the Pacers. I was like, listen, all I do is hustle.
If I'm dropping 5 a game, I'm getting these sort of MVP chance. Say less. Like, come on.
Die for every ball. I don't know how long my knees will hold up, but listen, I'll be on the ground for every hustle play, man. Listen. Also, LaMelo, All-Star, baby.
You still riding on that boat?
Hell yeah. Till I die. I don't care. I don't care if I'm about 35 by that time, boy. Boy, Listen, he could tear his ACL. I'm still going. I'm dying on that hill.
Yo.
One day I want this. I want this show to blow up, and I want him to see like, yo, this man been rocking with me since 2020, bro. I'm like, yeah, got you, bro. Since rookie year, bro. Listen, we out here, bro.
No, I respect it.
But listen, thank y'all for joining us. Please leave a like, subscribe, leave comments, talk about Justin's crispy hairline, talk about how bad the Nuggets are. And all right, see that's all.
That's what I know.
That's why we don't gas nobody up.
People see it, it's all right.
Nah, I hate you. And we out.
That's 85.
A lot of consequences when you're hard on your sleeve. You give these people what they want and they gon' take what they need. You delivered all the messages they never received. Sitting here at 23, I know that they envy me. First year like I'm rookie, but I feel MVP. Small circle now, turn into a party of 3. And looking back